I'm Professor Lenora Brown from Brillante Piano Duo. I'm excited to share some of my practicing ideas with you today, which include how to play the 16th notes in the right hand against the left hand triplets, how to play evenly in the right hand, and addressing some of the pedaling issues. On the first line, the introduction, the eighth notes need to be played very, very evenly. So we have an octave that goes into the eighths. I would suggest on this that you practice your left hand separately. If you start out with your elbow behind your fifth finger, you'll be able to play evenly on these eighth notes in the left hand. Out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in. Now, addressing the 16th notes in the right hand against the triplet figure in the left hand. What I would suggest before you start trying to do this, you'll start with your left hand and you go 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. If you put that onto the keyboard, first take 2 notes that are not part of the music and try doing it there. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Once you can do that evenly, then try playing the 4 against 3. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Now let's take the next beat. The next beat, the right hand starts with the left hand in 16ths against triplets. On this one, if we go back up here, our hands will come together and we'll go 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Let's take it to the keyboard just on 2 notes. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Now play the 4 against 3. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Now if I put those 2 figures together, and I keep counting, because remember, counting out loud is what's going to help you to be able to hear if you're playing evenly. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. By doing this, and you must do it slowly, you'll be able to go through the whole piece. I can do this faster. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 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 Gradually, you will learn to be able to play it faster. The important thing is to be able to line up the beat so that you always make sure that lines up with that every time. So you want to think 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 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 The next thing I'd like to talk about on this piece is how to play the 16ths evenly. In this, you want to take only 2 beats at a time and work through those. Now watch what I do with my hand, and also watch my elbow. As I go out, my elbow goes out to support my 5th finger. Now if I play my next notes, again my elbow goes out. So if I put those together, so by using our arm for support, we're able to play as strong with those fingers. I would practice this very fast, like this. Then eventually you're going to be able to connect those. On the next part, you can go all the way up to there. You want to stop, because that's the first 2 beats. Now you can start on the next 2 beats. Now you might want to work on Many people think that playing the piano just involves the fingers. What you want to do is be sure you're allowing your arms to move freely whenever you're playing. And when you're playing your outer fingers, make sure your elbow and your arm are behind those fingers, that you're not leaving your arm inside. Now let's talk a little bit about pedaling. Most editions that I've seen have way too much pedal. In this edition, if you use the pedal that they have here, this is going to be very muddy. The pedaling you want to use is a very short amount. On the downbeat only. Even here, you only want that much. None of this. You can use a little bit here and no pedal throughout here. So if I use that kind of pedaling, this is the sound that I get. So it keeps the notes very articulated and very clear.
To learn how to make the middle section of this piece beautiful and expressive, and to play the coda fast with accuracy, watch the full tutorial linked in the description below.